because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children. But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are of the children of the flesh, these are not of the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. So the children of the promise, what, like it said in Galatians 4:22, he said the children are Israel. Those are the ones with the promise. Israelites are promised. So we only counted, he counted us. They're small dust of the balance, those other nations. They're not even considered.
That's scriptures on that. That's scripture. I'm getting how unimportant they are. How less than nothing, how smaller than zero they are.
Can I keep reading? Yep. Okay. Verse 9. He says, for this was the word of promise. At this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son. Now Sarah's son was Isaac. And he says, and not only this, but Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. For it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. He's referring back to Esau and Jacob. So it says, but it is written, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. So it's giving you already conditions that he already had his mind settled what he wanted to do before the two children came about.
Prerequisite.
Hey, prerequisite. It was already put in the plan. It was already set forth. So you can't say, well, we all children of Abraham, because it says by seed of one. So only what seed he was talking about was the seed from Jacob. That's why he said Jacob is the lot of his people, but he's talking about Israel. Israel being the seed the seed of the promise that was going to get the promise of this whole thing, because we are the Israelites that the Most High. He gave us His name and the promise that He'll never. He will always keep us in his arms. You know, he will always be here. We'll always be of the promise. We'll always inherit this galaxies and everything else. That was this. You got to feel special to be an Israelite. Basically, is what I'm feeling as I speak. You got to continue to see that we are special people, man. Peculiar people, special. We're different. Our manners are different. You know, most Israelites, nowadays you'll get an Israelite that eat a rare steak because they watch the heathen. That's why he say go not in the way of the heathen. That's why he say that. Because why? If you eat that shit, you get worms and shit. You already get worms from eating like some of these meats nowadays. But you'll really get that shit. You know, doing that shit like that dude with the food. He eat every goddamn thing.
Go around the man.
Yeah, man. And that's too. That's their nature. They don't get towed up like that. We got different mannerisms. We got to cook our food. That's a mannerism.
You good? Sorry. Yeah, you can get yours.
That meat, they carry through germs and viruses.
I'm gonna have him get this scripture to back up.
Well, hold on. I'll get the Luke one.
Okay, yeah, you can get it.
This is Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, for He hath visited and redeemed His people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of His servant David. And He spake by the mouth of His holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies. That's already a distinction right there. Just saying our, that's like a personal pronoun, you know. So it's setting a difference, saying ours, and you're already saying not everyone, right? Let me continue. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember His holy covenant, the oath which He swore to our father Abraham. That's pretty much the point, you know, just showing again that separation between, you know, Israel, the chosen people, you know, and the rest of the world. You know, it's about Israel and nothing else. You know, that's what the scriptures say. You can't refute that. You know, facts.
I might have to get this scripture because people like to call on Jesus as the name, but you have to call on Yahushua. The Israelites are going to call on the name of Yahushua. It's like Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua for salvation.
This is Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be saved. They never read the next verse.
Yeah, to get it. Because you read that and you be like, oh, like that nigga, if he was up here, he would have heard that. He'd have been like, see? He'd have been like, see? Who? Anybody, you know? Next verse.
Right. Say, ye men of Israel.
Ye men of Israel. Ye Israelites. Yasharallah. 12 tribes on that sign. The only ones that are going to get right. Not you far gone men who've been casted off as heathens. Not you niggas that's out here fucking running trains and smoking crack, fucking eating cereal in pajamas in your grandma's house at age 32. You know, ye men of Israel, you men like us, the prophets, are going to stand up for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai week in and week out. You know, whether it's out here or on our daily travels, you know, having to resist the physical and the spiritual wickedness. Keep going on that on.
Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles and wonders and signs.
So he already set the scene where he was at. He was amongst Israelites when he said this scripture. He was given a portrayal. He was saying a statement, but he was saying where he was at and who he was amongst. So he wasn't amongst the heathen when he was speaking of this thing. There might be a heathen picking up some bird shit in the back, but that's about it. But that was in the back of the, you know, the brothel or some shit back then.
That was in the book of Acts. So the brothers was congregating around each other.
That was that. You know, there's something walking by because we always been amongst heathens. All this time, but he was talking amongst the Israelites that was sitting there in front of him. So the scene was set. Like now, kind.
We must heathens.
It's probably not that much different, you know. It's just a different area. It's probably the same thing. People walk by, stop, and keep going. You know, that's when in the 17th chapter it said, and they had all the guys, and you know, y'all see y'all superstitious, and you know, some nigga believe in Islam. Why is he walking by? He ain't saying nothing. Be saying in his mind.
Go eating octopus. Octopus popsicle and shit.
We think it's noodles and shit. You know what I mean? We think he got some ramen noodles or some shit, but it's really octopus eating legs and shit. You know, it's just and some Muslim eat some camel. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, we just want some beef. We some lamb or some chicken, and on our merry way. You know, it's like.
You got something?
You got something? No?
Oh, no.
Okay, you can get yours.
This is Second Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6 and
this is give an explanation for it. This is why only the Israelites can get that salvation. Because the heathens, even if they want it, this is how the Most High views them.
6 and you want me to start at 53? 6 and 53. Second Ezra 6 and 53. Upon the 6th day thou gave commandments unto the earth that before thee it should be bring forth beasts, cattle, and creepy things. And after these Adam are also
just go down.
I'll just go down.
Closer to the point. Yeah.
55. All these have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, because thou madest the world for our sake. As for the other people which also come of Adam.
So this is, so let me cut you off. This is Prophet Ezra. He's talking to the angel, the messenger of the Most High. He was letting them. He was asking, He was asking, why are these things happening to us? If we're the chosen nation, you know, how come we're still going through shit? And then just keep going.
Come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened them to the abundance of them, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So the heathens, they're considered spit. You know, they're considered droplets of water. You know, Ezra was complaining about that since we're the chosen nation. How come these little pieces of shits are over us? These well, they're smaller than pieces of shit. Shit actually has some use coming out your body. These heathens out here don't have a use right now. In the kingdom they will, when they're cooking and cleaning and building our shit. But right now they're just out here having fun, thinking shit's cool, you know. But in the kingdom we're gonna have them on lock. When shit's going down, they're gonna be trying to give praise to God and all that bullshit. But the Most High ain't gonna be hearing them. The Most High is only gonna be hearing the elect men. When things turn up out here, like people like to say, when things get real, when shit hits the fan, that's when everybody's gonna want to become a godly man. That's when everybody's gonna have faith. But the Most High is not gonna be hearing them. He's not gonna care about what spit has to say. He's not gonna care about what dust on the ground has to say. He's only gonna care about what the elect, and that's through the blood of Yahushua.
Anybody got a precept?
No. I was just gonna add and say, you know, that scripture came out of the Apocrypha. So for any scoffers, you know, you got some people that don't believe, you know, the Apocrypha is part of the Bible and this and that. That same verse, or you know, those same words are in Isaiah, the 40th chapter.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
that's
it.
the spirit.
Yeah.
I got it. This is Isaiah 40:14. It says, with him took he counsel, and he instructed him and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding. He says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. He says, behold, he's taken up the isles as a very little thing. It says, the Lebanon is not sufficient to burn. And he says, and nor the beast thereof sufficient for burnt offerings. All the nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted as less than nothing, and vanity.
Less than nothing.
I got the word nation, and for that, so no one would think that it's talking about the Israelite is Gawar. It says Gawai, but it's really Goyam. And in the definition, the first one is usually of non-Hebrew people. So it's talking about you heathens, man. It says unusually of non-Hebrew people. So anyone outside of the nation of Israel is counted as nothing, man.
Goyam.
Yeah, Goyam.
Like the fake Jews like to say goyim. You know, that's their word for outsiders. That's how the heathen are to the Most High. The insiders are the Hebrew Israelites, specifically the elect and the 1/3, because they're the only ones that's gonna get right. They're the only ones that's trying to follow the laws, trying to do what's right. And Isaac Halabashri Al-Shai.
And that's the elect at this point that's going to try to pacify the Most High. You know, because he's in Romans in the 4th chapter. They say their sins are not counted. You know, a lot, because he has to, because we sin all day at all type of times, man. The Most High is just giving us. He's basically protected us from his major ass whipping, which is that missile that's coming. You know, so he's blessed. Elect is the one that the Most High is dealing with at this point. Yahushua is dealing with at this point. You know, through the spirit of Yahushua, he's dealing with the elect at this time. You know, because that's why everybody has to come through Yahushua.
That's why you have to worship Yahushua. That's why you have to give praise to him. What's that nigga's name?
Skywalker.
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker, the Darth Magic Lord, Darth Sith Lord, the anti-chosen one, the fucking traitor. That's a nice video.
Right. Ultimately, all Israel gonna be saved. Matter of fact, Isaiah 47. Can I get that? Like 45.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You got some over there, you call?
Yeah. We still talking about how Israel is special?
Yep.
All right, got you. This is Deuteronomy chapter 11. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt